Hello, this is Michael from League of Items, and today I'm going to explain how we break down games, with an example from Golden Guardians vs Team Liquid. In this video, I'm going to go through the pick ban, discuss a few in-game checkpoints, and the 2000 gold threshold. Please keep in mind, this video is focused on competitive team matches, and not solo queue. Before we get started, I'd like to thank my friends from loltheory.gg for providing the core build stats that I use. LoL Theory is a great website with lots of information about win rates and much more. The link's in the description below. Okay, now time for pick ban. When I watch pick ban, I always think about the core builds of champions because most games get to the 30-minute mark, which means both teams should earn around 50,000 gold and will have their core items completed. Throughout the game, you should check which items your teammates and enemies are building, especially at the 10, 20, and 30-minute marks. There are a few reasons for this. First of all, the game changes at the 10-minute mark when Rift Herald becomes an option. Before this point, the choices and objectives are towers and dragons. The 10-minute mark is also when we start to see players finish their first items. The 20-minute mark coincides with Baron spawning, and teams will spend around 30,000 gold through this point in the game. At the 30-minute mark, teams have about 50,000 gold to spend, and players will generally have 2 finished items, and 10 minutes later, core builds are being finished. In this match, the Golden Guardians are blue side and have first pick, and they decide to pick Gnar. Gnar is a solid meta pick and can be built many ways. But generally, the core build is Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet, and Randuin's. This will cost Gnar about 9,000 gold. Team Liquid responds by picking up Ornn and Tristana. Ornn is one of my favorite champions because he lets his team spend 5,000 more gold than the enemy if the game goes to super late game. Ornn's core is Abyssal, Warmogs, and Frozen Heart, which costs 8.5 thousand gold. Tristana is one of Doubleist's favorite champions, and will generally build an Infinity Edge with a Static Shiv and a Rapid Fire Cannon for 8.6 thousand gold. Next up, Golden Guardians pick Galio and Kog'Maw, 2 more power picks in this meta. Galio's core costs 8.8k, and Kog'Maw's costs 8.7k. The last pick in the first rotation is Azir, and his core, built around Nashor's Tooth, is 8.7k. In the second rotation, both teams pick their junglers and supports who have very similar builds and cost within a few hundred gold. This is no accident. Most core builds for top, mid, and 80 carries cost about 9,500 gold for 3 items and finished boots. Junglers will typically spend around 8.5k gold for 3 items and boots, and supports will spend about 7,000. Even though Golden Guardians has Kog'Maw, the team composition as a whole will most likely require Golden Guardians to build a lead in the early game, otherwise Azir and Tristana will outscale. One of the most common misconceptions about Kog'Maw is how long he takes to become strong. Once Kog'Maw finishes Ginsu's, he will be more impactful in teamfights than Tristana, as long as his team plays around him correctly. Both teams should also be able to consider a 20-minute Baron because of their team compositions and item builds. If I were the coach of Golden Guardians, I would stress the importance of building a significant lead before the 30-minute mark. Around the 10-minute mark, there is the first significant action of the game. Golden Guardians ganks mid, and Zac is there to counter gank. To make matters worse for Golden Guardians, Team Liquid's bot lane is also the first to respond. This results in a 1,500 gold lead. Personally, I think Golden Guardians should have been pressuring Dragon before the 10-minute mark, especially once Galio hits level 6. With a winless team like the Golden Guardians, there is no reason to sit back and wait for the game to develop. They should be playing more aggressively, especially with a shot caller like Hai. The best way to set up this Dragon would have been to continuously shove bot lane into the tower when Jarvan is on the bottom half of the map and is available for a counter gank. Around the 14-minute mark, they posture around Rift but are forced off, and at the same time, they start a skirmish bot side to try and take advantage of Kog'Maw's power spike with Ginsu's. However, Team Liquid responds first and wins the team fight. This causes the gold lead to balloon to 4,000 gold. As long as Team Liquid plays proactively and aggressively, this game should be over. Another reason this game got out of control is because Team Liquid was able to eliminate Golden Guardian's early game item advantage by taking first tower. When we talked about the cores pre-game, we saw that Team Liquid would be able to finish their cores first if the game was even, but since they were able to create a lead, they increased the time differential between the core builds being finished. Now 0 and 6, Golden Guardians are at an important point for their organization. Although they've previously stated they are building for the future, losing hurts. Hopefully, they can create new strategies and keep games closer during the second half of the split. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.